Hi, Phil Schoenberg, Fastpitch Power. We talk a lot. You've heard me use the term very often about optimal biomechanics. But what do we mean when we talk about optimal biomechanics? And the reason that I bring this up is because very often we get comments from coaches and parents and so forth that say, every kid is different. They can't all perform the athletic movements exactly the same way, and so on and so forth. Well, if you look up the word optimal, it means best or most favorable. It doesn't mean perfect. So, as athletes, it is important for us to strive for what is best and most favorable in performing any athletic movement, especially windmill pitching. Not only to maximize your performance, but to minimize the potential for injury. Now, a lot of these coaches and parents are correct. Not everybody is built the same way. Not everybody has the same strengths and or weaknesses. I play golf sometimes. Now, Tiger Woods hits his drives 325 yards. I can't hit my drive 325 yards. I'm in my 60s. And it's remarkable that he can still do that, but it's because his mechanics are optimal. For example, you need a big shoulder turn and maintaining your spine angle when you hit a golf ball. Now, if you got a little bit of arthritis in your hip, or you got some bulging discs in your back, well, maybe I can't make that big shoulder turn. Maybe I can only bring my arms this way and only hit the ball 200 yards. Well, I'm still playing golf, but I'm not playing golf like Tiger Woods. So when we talk about optimal biomechanics as it relates to windmill pitching, I don't, for example, want to come off of the pitching rubber and land this way, leaning forward with my hand dragging down the backside of the arm circle, a lot of tension in my body because I've collapsed on my front side. Now, maybe my core and trunk strength is not great enough to get me off the pitching rubber in perfect power K, balanced athletic position, palm up, elbow down, glove hand pointing at my target, ready to fire that ball down the throw zone and drive through, maximizing speed and command in the strike zone. So we can't necessarily, or not that we can't necessarily, but perfection is not what we're striving for because it's unrealistic. But that's not what optimal means. When we talk about optimal biomechanics, that's something that any young developing athlete should be striving for. Because if you're willing to accept your weaknesses and your mechanical flaws and say, well, that's the best I can do, well, that's going to be the best that you can be. And the best that you can be under those circumstances will never be the best that you can possibly be. So you shoot for optimal biomechanics. We teach optimal biomechanics. When our students come to us with mechanical flaws, structural deficiencies, and so on and so forth, we don't just say, hey, okay, we'll work within that. No, that's doing a disservice to our students. If you're a math teacher and you're dealing with a student who was taught 1 + 1 is 3, well, you're not going to give your math lessons to that student and allow that student to assume still that 1 and 1 is 3. Your job is to make sure that you're giving that student the best information you can possibly give that student to make sure that they have the best possibility to succeed at what they're trying to do. Love to hear your comments. I hope that this has been useful. Any questions that you have on this issue or any other issue, please let us know. Talk to you next time.